Bună ziua, dragilor! Nu ne-am mai văzut de săptămâna trecută. Suntem la interviu zilei astăzi după o săptămână fabuloasă. Nu știu dacă știți, dar în orașul ăsta a avut loc una dintre cele mai mari conferințe de management și resurse umane din zona aceasta europeană, Europa de Est, cu speakeri internaționali, cu fani, cu distracții, cu conținut de calitate, în care am aflat că e bine să folosește AI, dar este și rău să folosește AI. De asta e frumos, pentru că diversitatea ne oferă posibilitatea să gândim și cu capul nostru. Astăzi, o surpriză, îl avem alături de noi pe unul dintre speakeri, un apropiat al Brașovului, un fan al orașului nostru și nu numai atât, și aproape înțelege tot ce spun eu, nimeni altul decât Enrico Banchi.
All right.
Consultant in management consultant.
I think I understood part of what you said. It looked like it seemed very nice. And thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much for coming. O să vorbim engleză pentru că avem două probleme. Eu nu știu italiană, el nu știe românește. Așa că o dăm pe engleză și voi veți avea ocazia să vă folosiți subtitles de la Google, dar o să subtitrăm și noi. Una peste alta, Enrico.
Yes.
You are for the 100th time here in Brașov. I forgot how many times you were here.
20 years.
20 years.
Yes, coming to Romania. Absolutely.
Another conference?
Another conference.
Another
A very
fun?
good one, I think.
Why do you say that?
Because when you get together a lot of people that are meant to worry about people, like HR, in these times, and particularly in these times, the elephant in the room was, of course, intelligenza artificiale. We'll say
Artificial intelligence.
Okay, intelligenza artificiale. In the conference was addressed. It's like, okay, let's talk about this AI. And I think that all the speakers and the environment, they did a very good job in terms of understanding a little bit more of what's out there, like how to use it, how to criticize it, what to use, without getting into much details, because it's not HR business, right? Yeah. Let's say, but at the same time, addressing the elephant in the room. So it was very good to listen to your Romanian speakers that they know. By the way, I think Romania is doing great leap forward in management consultancy, which is great. And even in the international speakers, they are there. They've been funny. Great conference, as always, Doro. Who's been there for 20 years. I remember that. Very good conference. And let me tell you, and this is not because I'm here, but very good conference at any level. I mean, if you go out of Romania, you go to other company in Italy, you don't find so many conventions that good, well organized, very well done.
Thank you very much. But this is very important for us because all the feedback which give us power to go forward is perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, was a combination between international experiences, international speakers with different kind of specialization, and Romanians HR managers with more than 20, 25, 30 years of experience.
Yeah.
This is very important because all the audience keep what they consider that is important for them. If somebody, if the people from the room choose some ideas, 3, 4, 5, 6, and left the conference with that one, I think will be very good for all of them.
Yes.
Let's talk about you and your business, because now it's very important to say that you develop a concept which go outside of everything related with security in another way.
Yes.
Everything based on behavior.
Yes.
And you start to work with the Romanian companies 3 years ago and implement your ideas and concepts to reduce near misses a lot.
And incidents.
And we have, you have more than two companies here in Brasov, another one in Bulgaria, Turkey, Israel, and
Turkey, Israel, Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
Yes.
That
I have
means
in Italy right now.
that means you, in fact, create a concept that is possible to be replicated very
Yes.
easy in the organization.
Yes.
Please explain to our audience. This is a little technical TV show, but I think it's better to stay with us and to follow what Enrico developed in the last 3 years, because everything is related with practice. And now we have a book about that. O să vă lăsăm link-ul pentru a o putea achiziționa în cazul în care vă doriți de pe Amazon. În cazul în care vă doriți să vi-o trimitem noi, scrieți-ne pe adresa redacției GPI News TV arond gpinews.ro. O să și subtitrăm ca să puteți să o achiziționați. E caldă, la propriu, deci a venit acum o săptămână, nici măcar luni a venit, astăzi este vineri. Aceasta e cartea. Let's talk about how you start the idea, because it's very important. We have a testimonial on LinkedIn from a very famous company here in Brasov with more than 5,000 people.
Yes.
Where they wrote 48% of incidents
Less. Yes.
This is fantastic. Please.
All right. So you're giving me, Doru, a great opportunity to explain what happened in the last 3 years. And you know where I come from. I've been coming to Romania for so many years, talking about neuroscience, behavior, etc. So one day I was kind of interested by somebody that I saw. I participated to a convention in Northern Europe, and I saw this professor talking about safety. But remember that I'm a civil engineer, so construction site, I've been around a lot. And I said, whoa, this approach to safety, I never heard about it. And it makes a lot of sense. So one of the things that I think everybody should do is that when the things that they hear or you hear makes a lot of sense and you're in the middle of something, you should go deeper on that. So what happened is that speaking about safety, and I started to address some companies because we were doing consultancy in other companies for another topic. And I started asking about safety. So how's safety? And they said, oh, we're good. And the first things they told me is 0 accidents. And I said,
this is not good.
No, that's the worst things. But I learned that after. Okay,
but they believe this is the best.
Oh, yeah.
Zero accidents.
They print it out, which is the worst that you can do it. But I was like, okay, 0 accidents, because 0 accident means that from today back, you didn't have an accident, and I discovered in these 3 years, which is not true. Okay, but let's put that aside. So 0 accidents, it means, well, we are 0 accidents. And the second thing they told me, we are okay because we are compliant. I mean, and he says, the first time he says, what does it mean? It means that we are okay with all the legislations, because you're a big company, of course. And we are okay about all the legislation. And then I said, you know what? I'm not very interested in the compliance or legislation. Tell me about the feeling and the perception of safety inside your plant, your construction site, your warehouse, your hospital. And they say, well, no, it's okay because we're not having accident. And we started talking, and we started walking the plant, walking the construction site. And I remember all my times in construction, I said, whoa. So you start looking at something and some little behavior says, that doesn't look so safe. And they start telling me, yeah, but don't worry. That operator has been with us for 25 years. He knows what he's doing. He says, yes, he knows what he's doing, but he's speeding up with the forklift. It's really speeding up. Well, that's really speedy. And say, yeah, but he knows what he's doing. So I was like, okay. So I started to study, as always. And I started to merge neuroscience, observation, behavior, talking with experts. And then something one day, as always, came up to me and says, something is missing. The next things that is missing is not a poster, is not another claim like zero accidents. It's not something like that. We need a system that keeps people safe today and maybe tomorrow, but we will talk about that tomorrow. So I'm gonna show you something, which is the first time I did it was very, very harsh on the company, because I said something like this: listen, what if I tell you, and there was this meeting in this huge company, what if I tell you that you will have for sure a fatal accident in this plant? You will. And they went crazy, like, oh my God, no, we don't want to talk to you. I mean, we are zero accidents,
Yes.
and our goal is zero
No
accidents.
problems around in the
Yes.
last 10 years.
Yes, we haven't having a problem. No, where is that? Okay, let me talk a little bit more. Let me state the system in this way. This is a pretty dangerous place, because, Toru, when you go into a plant, they normally have lifting machines, heavy press, crowns, electric stuff everywhere, water and electricity going on.
Yes,
okay,
very
they
common.
have forklift. Now in the new plants, they have robots that go around by themselves.
Yeah.
All right.
But
So
it's good.
yeah. Wait. So it looks like dangerous. It's 1,000 things can go wrong, right? Because you have 1,000 things. So I was telling them, let me say that you will have a big accident. I don't know if fatal, but big accident. You will. Is that for sure? Everybody was like, well, this is not the consultant we want. This is not, what we have. And then I add, but not today.
Statistically speaking, it's possible.
But not today.
But not today.
Tomorrow. So
But tomorrow
is the today.
you have
You have the same. You have the same. You should, because I discover with my system, I discovered that it's not like that. But when you go on the next day, you will say we will have an accident
next day,
but not today.
But not today.
In America, where I come from a long time ago, in America, there is something in the movies. There's sometimes the responsible, the general or the lieutenant in the army, or the pilots, they say, not under my watch.
Yeah.
Da. Did you see that, right?
Yes. În românește, nu-i pe tura mea.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
not under my watch.
Nu
So
schimbul
it's like I don't care if an accident's of course tomorrow, but not today under my watch.
Yeah.
So under my watch, everybody will behave safe. And I said, okay, so what if we create, no, we don't invent, we create, we build a system that does exactly that, that all the plant in every single moment is totally aware that the next accident should be caused by misplaced the book. I mean, the place where I put the book or the cellular phone, or I didn't put my goggle on for 5 seconds, or I was talking in these 2 days with somebody who is in the fast food business. Okay.
Yeah.
So they don't think it's a dangerous place. He says, no. I said, well, you fry stuff, right? So that oil should be very hot, because it's what it is.
You can't fry. It's not hot.
It's not hot. So you need hot. So if something goes into the frying pan and you have a spark of oil in your eye is gone. because the oil is, I don't know how many degrees, but it's
250 usually.
whatever. So it is dangerous. It never happened. Yes, of course.
Today.
Until yesterday. Can you really, really, really tell me that it's not going to happen ever, ever, ever? It says no. Okay. So what do we have to do in order to tell people not today? And that's where BELT comes in. The system is called BELT because BELT is, BELT. Makes sense. But it's an acronym.
Centura di sicurezza.
Cintura di sicurezza. Cintura di sicurezza in italiano. Okay, so BELT makes a lot of sense, but the power of BELT is the acronym. And the B is something that you know very well. Well, actually, nobody knows that B better than Doru, which is behaviors. Everything comes from the behaviors, okay? If my attitude transforms into behaviors, the behavior is what I really see when I walk on the plant or the construction site. So the B is behaviors. But behaviors by themselves, they don't do anything. And let me tell you something, because I have a couple of clients that I am talking with in Italy, and they told me, yeah, we follow a BBS, which is a behavior-based safety system, okay? And I said, okay, there are some systems that are good, but they stop at the behavior, okay? So I saw you doing that, and then I report it in some way, but they stop kind of right there. So I said, behavior is fine, is the starting point, but it's not enough. We need the E, and the E of BELT means engagement. And that's where we have so many challenges. Because engaging people means to talk to people. Okay? Engaging people means I'm looking at you behaving in a certain way, and then I talk to you and says, "Don, why are you doing that?" And you should answer to me in a calm, quiet, psychological safety way, right? So I said, hey, I don't know. I am speeding with my forklift because I have to move these things, and I'm not going to do it unless I speed up. But it's an engagement. It says, and maybe I am the supervisor. You ask me, are you really sure that we need that because you're increasing the risk of something up? And they say, yeah. Don't, and they again the ghost. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Yes,
don't worry.
And never happen.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, and I speed up all day.
Yes.
So
I know how to manage that.
I know, and they say, don't worry, nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And you go like, oh my God, I don't like it. Okay, so we have behaviors, and now we have engagement. So engagement means talking about it. We need to talk. Then we have L. The L is something that we cannot do anything about it. It's leadership. It means that normally a system is designed and organized in pyramids. Okay, somebody is supervising somebody, and somebody is the team leader of that supervisor, and then you have the line leader, and then you have the segment leader, and then you have the supervisor chief, and then you have the CEO, right? So what happened with the leadership? You could ask your grandfather or grandmother or your ancestor, what is the first rule of leadership is to give the right example, right? So if you go on a plant and the first that doesn't behave in the right way is the big leader, then you don't know exactly how to pass the message down because, hey, that doesn't do it, so why should I do it? All right, so L is there because we teach our blue belt. By the way, the name of the certification is blue belt. We teach our blue belt how to give, not only how to explain, but how to give the right example on the behavior that we need to have. But the real challenge in the system is the last letter, which is the T. So in order to explain the T, and I did that yesterday in my conference, in my speech, because I have a story of extreme sports, anything from sky jumping and piloting, long time ago. you don't dive or you don't jump out of the plane without having somebody to check your parachute. I would not do it. Would you do it?
No.
You would. Yeah, you wear your parachute, you click the carabines, and then you are pretty much ready. But before you jump out the plane, before you dive, before you hang up on a rope or something, you are going to ask somebody, can you check my parachute on the back? Can you check my tank? Can you check my mask? Can you check me?
Yes.
Because I don't see in the back if
Yeah.
everything is right?
Yeah.
So this is, listen to me very carefully, because this is, let's translate this into the plant. You need somebody to tell that you're doing something wrong.
And you come back and say, thank you.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes. But that doesn't happen.
In 90% of times.
Most of the time, that what happened is, Doru, why you're not wearing the right shoes?
Yes.
And most of the time, I cannot swear here because it's not good for your audience.
Yes, no.
But they say blah blah blah. You know what they
We
say.
have CNA. CNA is the official. It's not a company. It's an association.
Yeah, they check on
if you say something wrong.
Yes. So, but you know, your audience knows what we're talking about. The answer is not exactly nice. Okay, this says okay. So, and this is the team. This is the last part of the system. The last part of the system says you're not going to get safe every single day if everybody is able to say something, if some behavior drift. Okay, so that's the system. How does it work? And the moment I thought we have to explain how does it work, the system, it was the moment I thought, and I told you, 2 years ago, that I was going to write a book. Now, when I started writing a book, I had this awful moment. I started writing the book and it says, this is boring. Don't tell anybody, but most of the management books are kind of boring. Okay, so this is boring. This is boring because I'm telling you neuroscience, I'm telling you what you should do.
Too technical.
Yes, a little bit too technical for few people.
Yeah.
Just the people says, I'm not going to do that. So one day, you always have a good idea at 3:00 in the morning, because the good ideas, they come in the morning. So I wake up and says, why don't we do something? I love reading. Okay, love reading. So why don't I write a novel, romanzo, okay, of somebody who wakes up every morning, go to the plant, and goes back to his family every single night, healthy. So that's what I did. I wrote a novel. The book is not very thick. It's like 200 pages, 220 something. But the first 100 pages, 120 pages, are a novel about Adrian. So Adrian, you're gonna love Adrian because you have Adrian in your plant.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody has an Adrian. Adrian is the perfect line supervisor, and one day the big boss today says, hey, Adrian, you have a new system and you have to go and train for the system. And Adrian does exactly what every single client of ours says. They says, oh my God, another training on safety. Because that's what they do. Oh, by the way, the government around the world, when there is a problem in safety statistics, what they do is they add another law, or they add another rule,
restrictions,
or they add another restriction. Okay, and that's done. Okay, we had an accident because the phone is here. All right, let's make a rule where you cannot have the phone. Solve the problem.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't solve the problem, but governments are governments. That's what they do. So I said, let's have Adrian, the system, in the novel. So the first 120 pages are 3 weeks of his life in understanding what the hell was this new system about. And it's very nice because you follow Adrian as he starts to see things that he never saw before. Because safety is not the lack of accidents. Safety is the presence of 1,000 things that you do every single day to avoid the accidents. When you drive your car, what you do? A lot of things. You move a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, you brake, and you are talking with me, but you brake, and then you go and you accelerate. So you're doing a lot of things.
So you try to anticipate.
You anticipate. You arrive to a cross and you slow down, but you don't think about it. But you just do it because that's the right way to do it. So all those things that you do every single day, nobody notices them. So the system teaches you how to notice them and how to see how many right things we do. And that's the starting point on understanding why you're not doing it. So it's kind of philosophical, but it works like a charm. So the second 100 pages, like the second half of the book, is the story of 7 big accidents, British Petroleum, accidents that we all know about, the Challenger, British Petroleum, all those things that were massive accidents. And then the story tells you, listen, before the accidents occurred, there were all the time signals that something was wrong. They were there. We know in hindsight, we know that they were there. Now, the real thing is why it happened, knowing that you had the signal. So the system belt has been designed not only to recognize the signal, but to have a team of people that is able to raise their hands and says, you know what, stop the line. But stopping the line means that we have to reboot the system, reboot the robot, and we're going to lose 20 minutes. And there is a point in the book where Adrian says, stop the line. It doesn't matter. We will recover the 20 minutes, but we cannot recover if you have an accident. And you see the transformation in the protagonist, that first he transforms his way of seeing things, and then his team comes along and say, maybe the boss is right, and maybe we should do the things in another way. So I'm honored and I'm very happy I finished the book, because you know, as my friend, that I started some books in my life, but I never finished one. So this is finished and is there, and it's easy to read, and it doesn't explain all the system in detail, because we want to go a little bit deeper than just the list of things that you should do. That's Beyond Zero. And of course, the title is very important.
Și pentru voi, vă readuc aminte, Beyond Zero, o să o găsiți pe Amazon, vă punem link-ul, sau puteți să ne scrieți nouă pe adresa redacției și vă facem rost de una, 2, 3, 100, câte aveți nevoie. Enrico, we are very close to our show. What do you think about I don't know how to say, the young generations, because I want to close the show in that direction. What do you think about the young generation in being involved in business development and everything related with entrepreneurial behaviors and competencies? Because looking on our data, we are concerned.
We should be concerned, but we should be concerned and make the concern our energy to do what we should do. And what we should do every single day is to share our knowledge and experience, but at the same time, with the new generation, even the new one, even with the alpha, we should teach them, and at the same time, we listen to them, which is, by the way, the absolute most difficult part of it. Because
This is a great ability for the manager.
Yes.
To listen.
Yes. But we have to listen to them. And let me tell you something to your audience. What they tell us, we are not going to like. So when you start talking with the new generation and they start telling their view of, oh, by the way, there is a new generation which is extremely smart and extremely intelligent, all right? But they have another kind of view in their lives. It's different.
Yeah.
So we have been trained as manager for I don't know how many years that listening is that skill that the manager should have. Do you remember? We do training on listening,
Yeah.
active listening, communication, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is the time to actively listen to the generation. And that's one thing. But the other thing is to teach our generation that I am a boomer and I'm very proud to be a baby boomer. That boomers, or let's say experienced people like us, we have so much experience to share. I mean, and so I will be listening to new generation as long as they will listen to us. So it's there, but I don't think that neither this generation are doing enough of teaching or listening. So, and by the way, social media is not helping that much. Oh, I'm a little concerned there. So the problem, we can make another episode on the attention problem. Okay.
This is an idea because
Yes.
this topic is very important
Yes.
for the young generation.
Yes.
And this is the opening of the new TV show that we'll have with you, I hope.
Okay. Whenever you want, I know that it's my pleasure to be here.
Dragilor, încă o emisiune s-a finalizat. Suntem într-un moment în care alături de noi l-am avut pe Enrico Banchi, unul din cei mai cunoscuți speakeri la nivel global în tot ceea ce înseamnă management, resurse umane, cu noua lui carte, Beyond Zero, despre securitate în muncă și nu este despre proceduri tehnici și alte reguli și regulamente, ci despre cum să faci lucrurile astea având grijă de felul în care le faci. Suntem la sfârșit. Enrico, thanks again for your presence.
Thank you very much.
I hope to have you here very soon.
I'll be here.
Dragilor, am terminat pe astăzi. Nu uitați că dacă soarele nu e pe cer, el sigur este în sufletele dumneavoastră. La revedere!